Hello everybody, and welcome to your EOC Prep Sessions for Advisory. My kids know this, just want to make sure everybody understands that in order to get full credit for these, you've got to show your work on the left side. We do this together. Then you're going to show the same work on the right side to give these a try on your own. So we're going to do these together and show our work. And then on the right side, you're going to show your work and try to get the answer on your own, okay? So this is systems of equations, and we are using the elimination method. And the way that this particular sheet is designed, we're starting off with an easy one, then we're going to go to one that's a little bit more tricky, and then we're going to do substitution method, okay? So elimination means that when we combine straight down, we want to eliminate one of our variables. Well, the way to eliminate a variable is when I get 0 when I add. So notice, when I add a 6y and a negative 6y, when I add, I get 0. In other words, it is eliminated. So I am good to go. I'm going to draw a bar, and I'm going to combine straight down, and these are going to eliminate, so I can cross them out. And now I'm going to combine a 5x and a negative 2x to get a 3x. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. I'm going to combine 6 and 3 to get 9, and now I have one step to take here. I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides, and I find out that x equals 3. Now, I am not done because there are 2 variables here, and I found one. Now I need to substitute this back into an equation. So let's write substitute. So I'm just going to choose the first equation because it doesn't have a lot of negatives in it. So since this is an x, it's going to go right here. What does it sound like? 5 blank plus 6y equals 3. So I'm going to write that. 5 blank plus 6y equals 3. And now, instead of the x, I'm going to substitute 3 in the blank. Now this is multiplication. 5 times 3 is 15, and then I'm going to bring everything else down, and now I've got a 2-step equation to solve. I'm going to subtract 15 on both sides, bring down my 6y, bring down my equal sign. I'm going to combine the 3 and the negative 15 to get a negative 12. Then I am going to divide both sides by 6, and I get y is negative 2. And now don't forget that with a system, the solution can be written as an ordered pair, and we want to make sure that our x goes first, that's 3, and our y goes second, that's negative 2. So there is the solution to my system. Okay? Now, you are going to do the right-hand side, and you're going to show all your work exactly like we did on the left-hand side. Okay? All right, if you flip over. Okay. Our second problem. We are doing the elimination method again. Little bit more challenging this time because if we try to combine straight down, we will notice that nothing eliminates. So now what I've got to do is I have to multiply one of these equations by something in order to make these eliminate. So I have an option here. This is a 1, understood 1. So if I can turn this into a 4, these would eliminate. So I could multiply this entire equation by 4 so that these would eliminate. Another option I have, I can look at the y's. Okay, if I can turn this into a negative 9, then the 9 and the negative 9 would cancel. How would I turn a negative 3 into a negative 9? Well, I multiply the entire equation by 3. So I'm going to work on my y's. I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 3, because if I do that, that will make my y's cancel. So when I multiply every single term, I'm going to write my new equation over here. So 3 times 1x is 3x. 3 times negative 3y is negative 9y. And 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Now I'm going to slide that top equation over. And now I'm ready to do the elimination method. And just like with problem number 2, or with problem number 1, now my y's will cancel. I'm going to combine here, and I get a negative 1x. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. I'm going to combine here, and I get a negative 9. And one step here, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. And I get x is 9. Okay, not done. This is my x, and I need my y. So I'm going to substitute this back into one of my equations. It doesn't matter which one, but it needs to be the original ones. We don't want to do it over here. So I'm just going to pick this first one here. So this is an x. It's going to go right there. If this was a y, it would go there. But it's an x. It's going to go right here. So what does it sound like? Negative 4 blank plus 9y equals 9. So let's write that. Negative 4 blank plus 9y equals 9. And instead of x, I'm going to put a 9 in its place. Okay, negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. Let's bring everything else down. And now we're solving a two-step equation. So I'm going to add 36 to both sides. Bring down my 9y, bring down my equal sign, and then I'm going to combine here, and I'll get a 45. I'm going to divide both sides by 9. And I get a 5. And now I can write my solution as an ordered pair, making sure my 9 goes first and then my 5. So my solution to this inequality is the ordered pair 9, 5. Okay, now you give one a try. And the last part to our systems of equations is solving by substitution. This is a different method, and actually the students really like this better. How do I know when to use substitution? Well, if you'll notice, my variables are not lined up here. I have a variable that is solved for. Starts with y equals. So this means that substitution method is going to be a little bit easier than the elimination. So what I'm going to do is, since y equals this entire expression, I'm going to go ahead and circle that, and I am going to draw an arrow showing that it's going to be in place of this y. Why can I put this expression where the y is? Well, because it says y equals this expression. So I'm going to substitute that in. That's why the method is called substitution. Okay? So what is this going to sound like? Negative 2x minus 3 blank equals negative 7. So let's write that. Negative 2x minus 3 blank, and this time we're going to need a big blank because we've got to fit that in there, equals negative 7. And now this goes in the blank. And now we need to solve a multi-step equation. So we're going to distribute first. So I'm going to bring this down since I didn't mess with it. Negative 3 times 6x is negative 18x. Negative 3 times negative 11 is a positive 33. Okay. Now we're going to combine like terms. I can combine a negative, not the 33. I can combine the negative 2x and the negative 18x to get a negative 20x. And let's bring down our other terms. Now I have a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 33 on both sides. Bring down negative 20x. Bring down the equal sign. Combine here and get negative 40. And now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 20, and I will get a 2. So So I'm halfway there. I have my x and I need my y. So I'm going to substitute this back up into an original. And in this situation, there's one that's much easier than the other. Since I have the x, it's going to be easier for me to substitute here. So it's going to be y equals 6 blank minus 11. Blank minus 11. And instead of x, since I know x is 2, I can plug that in right here. And now it's just a matter of simplifying the right-hand side. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 minus 11 is 1. And so now the solution can be written as an ordered pair, 2, 1. All right, and now you're going to do the right-hand side just like we did the left-hand side. Thanks, y'all.